DeCuir, the theremin fanatic. DeCuir is a San Antonio artist with an MFA from UTSA and a BFA from Webster University, St. Louis. An award-winning educator, she has taught art at San Antonio College and the Southwest School of Art for over 20 years. Jess and her partner Jeff are in the international electronic music duo Hyperbubble. They are currently wrapping up a 4-year documentary film, Cowgirls and Synthesizers. The film prominently features Jess's favorite instrument, the theremin. Hey, Jess.
Hi, thank you, Garrett. And thank you, everyone, for being with us tonight. So hi, I'm Jess, and I'm a theremin fanatic. Let's roll. This is the sound of the theremin, by the way. I'm here to tell you about my journey as a theremin fanatic, but first, a little history. The theremin is one of the oldest instruments, or first electronic instruments invented by Russian scientist and spy Leon Theremin in 1920. He accidentally discovered this instrument as a result of proximity sensors research. A prolific inventor, Theremin developed a covert listening device used by the secret police. Now, the instrument works by generating electromagnetic fields around two antennae, a vertical antennae for pitch, and a horizontal looped antennae to control volume. You don't touch the instrument to create sounds in music, which makes it the perfect pandemic device. It relies on muscle memory and a good ear for pitch to play well. Theremin's concerts to demonstrate the instrument drew much excitement and attention in the US. The original RCA models were a commercial flop, advertised as an instrument that anyone could play. Robert Moog, inventor of the first commercial synthesizer, revolutionized the theremin in the 60s, and his ether wave theremin later became a standard. Now, I'd already heard of Clara Rockmore, who was a pioneer theremin virtuoso. She performed flawless classical compositions, but it wasn't until I heard the theremin played live at a rock concert that I was hooked. In 2009, my music duo Hyperbubble opened for the Austin band, the Octopus Project, whose lead member Yvonne played the theremin like a pro. I remember thinking how bizarre the thing looked and sounded, and couldn't take my eyes off of her playing. I knew I had to have a theremin someday. I had a very modest goal, which was to learn how to play Amazing Grace for my mother, who also was fond of the instrument. A couple of years went by, but because I was too cheap to buy one for myself, my husband and bandmate Jeff bought me a theremin for my 41st birthday. I cried when I opened the package and saw my Moog Etherwave theremin. Later on, after playing it for the first time, I cried again because I sounded so horrible. This was going to take some determination. You see, the theremin is like a stray cat. You can't just walk up to it, expect to play it and make it purr. It screeches and howls at you if you're not careful. It takes patience and time to improve your skills, but you don't have to be a virtuoso to create cool sound effects in music. People who've seen me play have said it's like magic. And it kind of is, because you're literally pulling the notes out of the air. The theremin is its own unique instrument with sound effects as diverse as bird chirps to bomber planes. The instrument can produce beautiful ethereal melodies and eerie sci-fi sounds. Theremins come in all shapes and sizes, and Hyperbubble was invited to play a music festival in 2014 at the Lexington in London. We were told a theremin would be ready and waiting for me. And I was thrilled, but also nervous because this would be my debut London performance. So imagine my surprise when I was handed this in the dressing room. It looked more like a walkie-talkie than a theremin, but in fact, it was a pocket version. So I'm backstage trying to figure out how this thing works and quickly discover its limitations. Meanwhile, Jeff is just chatting away with this really cute girl band who couldn't get enough of his Texas accent. Then came showtime, and when that little pocket theremin let out what sounded like an air raid siren, the crowd loved it. I'm not only a theremin fanatic, but a moon lover, and the theremin and the moon make a great pairing, not just in music, but in film and art. Music Out of the Moon was an album with songs like Lunar Rhapsody in 1947, composed by Harry Revel, with Samuel Hoffman on theremin and Les Baxter as band leader. Neil Armstrong listened to this space-age pop music during the 1969 Apollo 11 moon mission. Lunar Rhapsody was also featured in the Neil Armstrong biopic First Man, with an Academy Award-winning theremin-heavy soundtrack by Justin Hurwitz. My photographic moon installation, Upward and Outward, was exhibited at San Antonio College, there it is, in 2019. The installation soundtrack, I'm Your Satellite, was composed using only theremins and voice, and is a love song about two people in orbit. The theremin has been used in everything from classical to heavy metal music, so why not country western, right? I played theremin on our Nashville recorded Western Wear album, and the instrument is featured in the upcoming film Cowgirls and Synthesizers. The film is about cult movies, cult bands, cult instruments with a do-it-yourself message. 2020 marks the 100th anniversary of the theremin. When I began to play the instrument less than 10 years ago, I never imagined I'd be included on the New York Theremin Society's album, Theremin 100, with my contemporary heroes, Lydia Kavina, Doric Chrysler, Carolina Ike, and Radio Science Orchestra. To a theremin fanatic like me, these are some of the greats. Even the foreword to the album compilation was written by the author of my favorite book, Albert Glinsky's Theremin, Ether, Music, and Espionage. This crazy instrument has taken me on an odyssey I hope will continue. There have been many memorable performances, collaborations, and surprises along the way. The theremin has been my introduction to a whole world of enthusiasts and advocates for the instrument. To end, I'd like to share a clip from Hyperbubble's song, Bionic Girl, performed with the help of some San Antonio friends.
Go, go, Bionic Girl, go, 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 Bionic Girl, go, go, Bionic Girl, go, 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 Bionic Girl, go, go, Bionic Girl, go, 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 Bionic Girl, go, 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 go.
Bionic Girl.
I think I saw you in that video there, Garrett, wearing a nudie suit.
Yeah, first day I ever wore it.
Awesome.
Cool video, cool everything. That's really awesome. I didn't know about the compilation that you were featured on with your heroes.
Yes, yes. Jeff wrote an original composition specifically for that competition. And as I said, it was also in my art installation, and we got accepted not only on the CD compilation, but the limited edition vinyl. So we're very proud of that.
That is awesome. And thank you for being a theremin, a progressive theremin enthusiast.
I like to think of myself as like a go-to theremin gal in San Antonio.
Yes. Yeah, well, I hear that y'all are moving away.
Yes, we are. We are going to be moving, and this year, not long from now, as soon as we can. Might be a couple of months or so because there's a pandemic, but the plan was the end of the summer, and we're hoping it doesn't get delayed too much, but there's a lot to do. We are moving to be near family. I was born and raised in St. Louis, so it's just a right time. And my parents, I think at their age, I think it would be wonderful for them to have us near, so.
Well, it's been wonderful having y'all in San Antonio for so long, and I'm sure you will be visiting.
Oh yes, we're not saying goodbye forever. We will be coming back. Who knows, we may come back and retire here, but yeah, we're gonna keep our ties strong with San Antonio, definitely.
That is awesome. Well, thanks again.